We have a lot of people that are now starting to see the volume pick up for summer camp leads.
Yes.
And with that volume, we are also seeing one of the questions that circulates our group a couple times every single year. And it is something to the effect of, what do I say to a mom or dad online if they insist on asking the one question that all parents default to? And I'm going to quiz you guys.
Yeah, Eric Myers already answered it.
What do you think that question is that all parents will start to type in the comment section of your ads, of your posts? I'm going to go to the chat real quick. What is the go-to? Yeah. How much does it cost? What's the price? And then you'll say something to the effect of, hey, great question. Let's jump on a quick call and I'll give you all of the details of our memberships, right? Now, for the most part, parents are cool with that, right? Yeah. You send them a instant message or a DM and you're like, hey, I saw that you asked a question. When can you chat, right? And you get them on the phone. But some parents don't like that answer. And if they get hostile, if they're like, why won't you disclose your prices? And they start being a jerk. You guys have permission to do this. What is the solution for the jerks? What can you do to the jerks? Anybody? If somebody's being a jerk about it, who knows? Jump in chat. Let me see. Vanessa nailed it. I'm sorry, you're not a good fit. No, honestly though, if somebody is being a jerk in your comment section, you can delete and ban them from your page. Like they're probably not going to be a good fit regardless, so don't even waste your time.
Yeah, here's like the very standard go-to. This is what there's one of two things that I would do. So one is I would just respond and be like, hey, that's a great question. If they're insistent on like, I'm not going to talk to you on the phone. Okay, well, where our prices are as low as X amount per week.
Yep. And then you would go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, and if they can afford that, then awesome. And if they can't, then no big deal. But what works better is when you have a video, kind of like a homepage video, right? And then at the very, very end of the video, because you got to remember, there's a buildup, right? So you can have a video that talks about all of the features and the benefits of the program. You can even throw in a few testimonials of people talking about how much they love the program. And then at the end, prices as low as X amount per week or only $30 to register, whatever your price is. Just add a little screen that's on the back end.
I love that. Simple. So the video concept, and everybody put that in your notes, right? Sending them the video causes them to have to see the value of your program before they get the price. And it's not like we're trying to be sneaky and hide prices, because when you enroll them, they have to know the price, right? But the problem with consumer psychology is that parents oftentimes don't understand how valuable and how important a summer camp can actually be. What's interesting is a lot of parents don't understand the importance of education until they start thinking about, which college is my kid going to go to? I want them to go to a good college. Well, guess what, my friends? You also want your kids to be in a good summer camp and a good after school.
And parents are always, and this is a big one that I hear all the time. It's very, very common. Oh, I'm not really, the public school system, and I'm not trying to knock on public school systems. Public school system, it's fine when they're elementary school, but when they're in middle, we definitely got to look at private school. Why are you starting it at middle school? That's dumb. That is straight garbage. Because look, here's the thing. When your kids are younger, we know this, that elementary age, that builds the foundation of who they are. So we're not going to build the foundation of who they are in elementary school and then cross our fingers when we go to send them somewhere else. It's like, no. Build it now. And then also is completely in alignment with summer camp and after school. So if you want these kids to be able to understand who they are, truly believe like, hey, I'm the best kid because I'm in the best program, that's going to set them up for success when they do enter into middle school.
Yeah, this is why we have to communicate that summer camp and after school is a very important part of their life. And this is where that video comes in. So when you send a lead, the video, if these are like completely, if you can 100% determine that they are price shoppers, right? make them watch, a 1 to 2 minute long video. And at the very end of it, that's where you put the screen that says, registration is only $30 per child and tuition rates start at XYZ per week. So I want to show you something really quickly here. I'm going to share my screen, and everybody who has a Success Team Coaching or S1 website, you guys have a homepage video on your summer camp website. And let me go here to Coach Jolene. Coach Jolene, what's up? So on her summer camp website, if you scroll down here, you're going to see an example of a homepage video. Now, I'm not going to play it. You guys can go to your own website. You can go to hers or whatever. It's Glen Mills Best Summer Camp. But this homepage video that's literally right here that you see in front of you. Let me refresh the page here. This one here that's right in front of you. This is a great video that you guys can replicate. You can mimic the storyboard of it. You can narrate it. You can add video testimonials into it. What you see on the homepage, though, is always very simplified. So just keep in mind, you guys are welcome to do that on your own time. My computer is being a little bit slow because we're also obviously running Zoom from my computer.
Wi-Fi.
So it eats up a lot of that. But nonetheless, definitely check that out. And I want you guys to make sure that you utilize that video idea because it will build value and it will show those price shopping families that your program is absolutely awesome and that you have the social proof of parents talking about how great it is as well as kids.
And if they come to a point where they don't even want to watch the video, just tell me the price. You're going to make me watch this video? Yeah, I am going to make you watch the video.
Yeah.
Like if you can't watch this short video,
they're not a good fit.
To find out if this program is awesome or not for your child and it's only dependent on the price, you are not my customer.
For sure.
You're not.
That's just how it goes. I want to quiz you guys. How many families does it typically require to get to 100 summer camp kids? How many families do you need? Yeah, you guys are nailing it. 75, right? Mm-hmm. So out of your entire community, there will always be a handful of consumers that are not a good fit. They kind of troll you online, just ban them from your page. But then there's going to be those 75 families that once you get them, they will stay for many years and they are going to yield that 100 kid enrollment number that you guys aim for.
Let's acknowledge this for a second. The people who are the trolls and the people who have something to say, they are the loudest on social media. So I don't want you to ever get into the mindset of, oh my goodness, there were these 2 moms that went on to my post and they had something to say. Right. That's 2 moms out of the hundreds, if not thousands of other moms that see it and they go, this is actually awesome. It's just those loud ones that have opinions that have to jump on there and be so negative about this. But listen, you can counter this by cultivating a culture within your organization of your own members going on and commenting as well, you going on and commenting as well. And basically, once those types of posts that are on there, once your own, ads or, however you're doing your social media are flooded first with positivity, nobody's paying attention to, negative Nelly over here that has something to say. It's like her vote, his vote, whomever, doesn't count.
Yeah, that's such a good point. And Coach Sydney, she said, have your team post positive comments under that type of post.
Yes.
So if you guys are ever, looking at community groups that are on Facebook, a lot of you are part of parent groups. You're part of like swap and shop groups, just neighborhood-based groups, right? And you will get that question that comes through. Who has the best summer camp or who has the best after school? Or is there a good martial arts school to sign up for? Make sure that you get into the habit of tagging people, your team, ask your spouse to go on and comment, ask some of your raving fans to go on and comment. And then after a while, you're going to start to attract other members of your own program who will also go on and comment on those types of posts and make you appear to be the one that you are. You guys are the one. Vanessa McLaren, she had a great post over the weekend about how to handle the situation. And one of the things that I wrote to remind her of is you have the best program. It's the most prestigious. It's going to be the program where parents are going to start talking amongst themselves to go, yeah, my kid was accepted into that program. when you create that exclusivity, not only do they talk about how they were accepted into that program, but they stay in the program because they don't want to lose their spot. And once that happens, and we have a lot of members where that has happened for you already, it is such a powerful place to operate your business from because you have the leverage. If there's somebody that's not a good fit, you can replace them the same exact day. And it's all good, and you don't lose any sleep over it. So it's really important to make sure we do that. Okay, so we covered the concept or the question of how much is it, but I also want to give you guys a reminder. When you get someone on the phone, whether it's an incoming call, an email, a social media message, a website-based lead, however you follow up with that lead, oftentimes when you get them on the phone, that will be one of the questions that they ask you right off the bat. If that happens, again, use our script that's in the download section of our course and respond, hey, that's a great question. And then you're going to see how we do a pattern interrupt to start talking about what grade their child is going into so we can check to see if we have a spot. So when you follow that script, remember, they can ask how much it is, and we're going to get to that eventually in the conversation. But you're the one in charge of steering that conversation, and we have it beautifully created in the script that's in our course. So make sure that you guys study that and don't go off script. You know, when Coach Sydney does the secret shopper calls, or we have some other people on our team do secret shopper calls to you guys, some of you stay on the script and you do a phenomenal job. And then we see people that are in their first year that go off script, in their 5th year that go off script, and their 10th year that go off script. And it's like, you don't have to do that. We've simplified it for you. So make sure you use the script.
Use the script, but then let's just have a little bit of a challenge. I know, so before we get into like truly the rush of the summer camp season enrollments, right?
Which is going to happen this month.
It's going to happen this month. So let's just challenge ourselves to actually focus on staying on the calls as long as possible. But it's not you talking, it's them talking to you and you just asking them more questions. Like use that to your advantage. Look, the longer that you can keep somebody on the phone with you, the more likely they are to actually just go ahead and say yes and just go, hey, just take my money. So I really want to encourage you guys actually to check out a book. I don't know if you've recently recommended this at all, but it was a book that I read probably
well over
at least
12, 13 years ago.
12, 13, maybe longer ago. Is a book called Delivering Happiness.
You guys ever heard of the company called Zappos? Tony Hsieh was the founder. May he rest in peace.
Yes.
Cool guy. We had a chance to meet him in person. He came to Tampa and did a seminar. And one of the things that he was saying was that their goal is to stay on the phone as long as they possibly can because they know that that relationship will result in long-term purchases.
Yes.
And the same thing happens with us. Like, we are trying to sell memberships to a mom and a dad to get them to trust us with their child. If you take the transactional approach, or if you are hearing your admin person trying to get off the phone super quickly, because we do see that sometimes.
Yeah.
Like Sydney, Coach Sydney, she'll do a secret shopper call, and people that go off script who have admins that are not trained well and they're not using our script, they'll say things like, oh, yeah, let me go ahead and send you more information. And then they're real quick to get off the phone with the hopes of sending some magical email that the parent's going to need. It's like, no, let's close the sale on the phone.
Right. There's a reason why they called, because they want more information, and it's not just the price, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, I will just say I didn't see a whole lot of you writing down that book title, but I literally want you to write it down, Delivering Happiness, and go and do it. When I say that this book changed the sales game for me, this completely overhauled my entire mindset of building those relationships on the phone with people when you're talking to them. And that's when, my, sales calls stopped being sales calls, and they were truly just conversations with getting to know people.
Exactly.
And I was going from being on a phone call from 2 minutes long to now I'm on the phone with them for like 22 minutes and Duane thinks that I'm talking to my mom on the phone.
Yeah, there would be times that I'm like, who are you talking to? Like, they're talking about like cats in the water park.
Yeah.
And people wearing vests. And we're like, what are you talking about? And it's like, oh yeah, that's Jennifer. She just signed up.
Yeah.
And you're talking about that stuff with her? Well, yeah.
Yes.
And now they're best friends, and Jennifer's kids are in our program for the next 5 years.
Yep.
So I want you to think about it like this. On the front end, the more time that you spend on the front end on that conversation, the less you will spend on multiple phone calls later because you're going to be sold out.
Yep.
And those people will stay. And this is where we see that year over year retention just stack. And it's incredible to watch it.
Yep.
Coach Christie said, those are my favorite type of calls. Yeah. And the other benefit to that, my friends, before we jump into the Easter egg hunt stuff, the other benefit of building that strong rapport on the front end is that when their kid gets hurt or their kid gets into an argument with another kid, those parents have got your back.
Yep.
They will be lenient and flexible. They'll be supportive of your policies and your rules. They'll be supportive of your director and your coaches. Whereas the opposite will happen if you send them a link and they sign up on a link to join your summer camp and they don't talk to anybody at all.
Yeah.
It becomes a transactional relationship, and that is the worst. I'm going to use the word customer because that's what they are. That's the worst type of customer you could have.
Yep.
We're here to build long-term memberships, not customers that are on a transactional basis.
Yep. The other thing too is when you're on the phone with parents who want to have that conversation with you, those are the types of people that you want in your program, because if they're going to have a conversation with you, you know who they're also going to have conversations with? Their friends, people at the grocery store. If they do any other, if they're involved in, their church or Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, they're talking to them.
Talking to everybody.
They're talking to everybody. So when you have an entire, all of your membership base is filled with people that want to have conversations, fantastic. They're going to continue to spread the word about your program.
Yeah, you're either going to talk to 75 families and build great relationships with them, or you're going to have to talk to 750 families that are coming and going all the time.
Yep.
Let's just be real.